I mean, we can probably take the positives out of that and try to apply that again into our game plan. But certainly know that they're gonna be a little bit better, and you know, we can be better in certain areas as well.
What did you guys unlock in Game 4, Leon?
I think we just bear down a little bit better on our chances, and obviously found our groove a little bit. Yeah, just looking to continue that into Game 5.
Chris talked about keeping the group together for 10 more days, and that's a quote that could be bulletin board material on the other side. His confidence is something we've noticed. What does it do for your group when he has the confidence in you? To come up publicly,
I mean, it'd be a shame if he didn't have confidence in us by now. But yeah, I think we all believe. I think we all have confidence in ourselves. Faced a lot of adversity this year, and always found a way to kind of push through. So there's lots of confidence going on in our group.
As a power play unit, does breaking through 5-on-3 help you in the same way that a 5-on-4 goal would? Is it still breaking the ice for the power play?
I mean, I think we're probably due for a 5-on-4 goal here a certain time, and again, obviously it's been a hot topic around here. You know, I think we've had more than enough looks to score a couple 5-on-4 goals, but at the end of the day, you got to put them in. You know, nobody cares if they're in or not, so got to find a way to put one in.
Yeah, what can you say about Stewart? You know, 8-1 doesn't really reflect the goalie, but when it was 2-1 and he makes that diving save, that could have changed the momentum of the game if he doesn't make that.
Yeah, absolutely. He was amazing last game. I mean, they still fired up, I don't know, 32 shots or something, whatever saves he had. So he made very timely, big saves for us, and yeah, it was obviously big.
Leon, it seems like late in the series is when Stewart's picked up his game. Have you noticed that? What, maybe if you have, what do you attribute that to?
I don't know if there's a reason for that. Maybe it's just a little bit of coincidence, but I think he's been great for a long stretch here now, and has given us a chance every night. So yeah, it's really all you can ask for.
Over the past couple of years, when you go on a playoff run, you've run into pretty solid goaltenders, but you've always seemed to kind of figure them out. Do you get a sense that you may have figured out Bobrovsky here and where he's vulnerable, I guess?
Well, I don't know. He's a good goalie. He's gonna make some good stops tomorrow too. But certainly nice to you know, sneak a couple past him and get our confidence going a little bit.
You guys have talked about keeping the picture small. Obviously, you kind of have to with the situation you're in. Does having like a veteran, mature group help with that? Just kind of staying focused on the present.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think our collective group is doing a really good job of it. You know, we're taking it one day at a time, one game at a time. That's all we can do. You know, if you look at the top of the mountain right now, it's pretty steep, but taking one day at a time, you know, doesn't sound so bad. So that's our goal. That's our focus right now.
Connor Brown said post-game, post that victory, saying that you guys are a unique team. You guys play your best when your back is against the ropes. What is it about the pressure that brings out the best from this group? You know?
I'm not sure. I think we just got a very resilient group in there. You know, obviously you don't want to find yourself in these situations too many times, but you know, when we have been this past year or even in the past, we've always done a really good job of you know, collectively pulling on the same rope together. It's not individuals; it's all of us together, and yeah, love playing for each other. So we're going to continue doing that.
What do you expect from them?
I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to tighten up a little bit defensively for sure, just like any team would after giving up that many goals. But still, like I said, I think we got another gear to go as well.
Just to go back to Stewart, I mean, he's plays a pretty high-profile position, not in a Canadian market, for his hometown too. What do you say about his kind of cerebral nature that allows him to handle all that kind of stress and pressure?
I think he's just a very mature guy. You know, one quality I really appreciate about him is the way he responds, right? That's sometimes this league, that's what it's all about. It's all about the response. This league's too good to be amazing every single night. It's just, it doesn't work that way. League's too good, but it's all about how you respond and you know, the next day, how you show up and be better than the day before. And I'm very impressed with the way he handles that.
How does getting the last game maybe help you personally going forward the rest of the series?
Yeah, it's nice, of course. I think obviously I haven't played my best this series here, and trying to find it. Tomorrow is a great chance for me to step up and be good. For us as a team, to keep the picture small, look at it first period, first shift, win your first battle, and try to get off to a good start tomorrow.
It's seldom that we ever talk to you about you feeling like you need to be better. What are the areas of your game that you kind of dig into right away on a night to try and make sure?
I think it's just the way I'm skating, the way I'm moving. For me, it's all about being aggressive in how I play, and have the confidence to push the puck up the ice and force defenders or forwards into tough reads. And I think I haven't done enough of that. And like I said, tomorrow's a good chance for me to get back to that.
That soccer-style diving save across, and just how that changed momentum could have changed had you not made that save.
Yeah, it was a good time to make that save, to say the least. They made a nice play, and they were able to get a 2-on-1. I think it was Bennett who made the pass. He made a really nice pass, made it hard on our D, and I was just able to get across and make the save. Yeah, in moments like that, you're just trying your absolute hardest just to get over and get big, and puck was able to hit me, and the rest of the game happened. So it was a lot of fun.
Left side, second row, Derek.
Hey, Darnell. Winning Game 4 is a big thing, but the way you guys won it, the way you guys kind of ran them out of your own building, does that resonate going into Game 5, or does that have any effect at all, in your opinion?
I think, as a team, we can probably look back at Game 4 and say, one, when we're able to get into the O-zone and create opportunities, there's ways to finish. So I think we could carry that. But with the playoffs, I think we've seen it just time and time again that every time that puck drops in the next game, it seems to reset everything. So there's going to be a huge push here by the Panthers on home ice tomorrow night, and for us, we got to come out and have that same energy.
In that same row, Josh.
Stu, your coach comes up before the game 4, and talks about how he's looking forward to the next 10 days together. And I'm sure that's not uncommon behind the scenes, but to say that publicly before a must-win game down 0-3, what does his confidence do for you guys in terms of the trickle-down effect?
Yeah, it's massive. He brings such a calm presence. He really just shows us that he's never really worried about whatever situation that we're in. And that just really gives you a sense of confidence that he's gotten us, but also it gives ourselves confidence in ourselves just amongst each other. Having that belief, that we are going to spend the next 10 days together. Now I believe it's 8. And we got a lot of work to do and a lot of battle to go through in order to make that happen. But yeah, it does a lot for everybody.
Right side, third row, Ryan.
Darnell, do you think that the Panthers will show you another level in this next game? And do you believe that your group has another level even from where you were last game?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to the game that they're going to play, but for us, I think there's definitely another level that we can get to. I think we've shown throughout the playoffs and throughout the year, when we're in these positions, we just come out and take it one day at a time and work for each other. So we have to. There's a level for sure that I think that we can get to, and it's sustaining it for 16 minutes and just coming out and playing one good game tomorrow.
In that same row, Corey.
Darnell, kind of similar in that vein. That desperation obviously plays a part when you're down 0-3. Now you're down 1-3. Can you harness that? Is that something you're looking to harness moving forward, or is it like you said, kind of taking it one game at a time?
Well, I think that's first and foremost where it starts, is taking it one day at a time. Harnessing that desperation. And I mean, we're going into Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't think there's much more motivation that we need, but obviously in the position that we're in, there's a lot of work to be done, and you can look at it from a big picture, but our group, we've always looked at it at a one day at a time thing, and that's been the lesson and the story and our belief throughout this year.
On the far right, Tim.
Stuart,
you go back to the start of the year, and you guys were written off 15 games in, too. In a weird way, can you almost go back to that time now and just say that what people are saying really doesn't matter? Does it almost take the pressure off a little bit now that you guys know you can turn things around on a dime?
Yeah. I'm not too sure really how to answer that fully, but I think that we're here where we are because of that. It's not a matter of what people say. It's a matter of what we believe and what happens in the dressing room. And going through something like that really either tears you apart as a team or pulls you together. And for us, being able to get to where we are shows everybody, no matter what they say, that we came together as a brotherhood. So there's nothing but love in the room for the guys, and very special group of guys that just really showed a lot of character through everything that we've been through. And here we are again facing elimination, and we're going to fight together, just like how we always do.
Right side, fourth row, Daniel.
Stu, just over here. The numbers have shown that later in series you've gotten better and you've really upped your game. Where do you think that comes from, and is there something maybe from this year that has really kind of helped you get to this point?
Yeah. Again, it's going through those types of experiences that really help you, show you who you are. I think what happened in Vancouver did a number of things to me. I think it pissed me off, first and foremost. I also was able to get some time to myself, just get a reset, kind of calm things down, and work on my game. I was able to get a couple practices in, and after that, I just really wanted to, obviously be the guy to help my team win. It really sucked, being on the bench and seeing what happened, and that just really pushed me to find my game and do absolutely everything I can, no matter what happens, just to fight my way into giving the team a chance to win every night. So bringing that forward into Dallas, and then obviously bringing it forward to today. But yeah, going through something like that, it's funny. In the moment, it seems like the worst thing ever, and then a couple weeks later, you look back on it, and you're just nothing but grateful and thankful for that moment.
Fifth row on the right.
Stu, the team said several times throughout the season that they don't really believe in momentum from one game to the next. But for you personally, do you gain any momentum from one game to the next? Like, if you play well in one game, does that help your confidence going into the next game?
Yeah, not too sure if it's kind of a confidence thing, but more so just bringing the same game that you know how to play. When you're able to, make big saves at right times, whether it's just being able to get a win or, whatever the situation may be, you always feel a little bit better going into the next day. But I was actually talking to somebody, and he was telling me a story about Brodeur, and, when he would let in 6, the next day he would show up like he was, absolutely unbeatable. And that's something that I try to chase as well. Not saying that I do a great job at it all the time, but it's definitely a work in progress. But yeah, there's definitely a part of momentum that goes into each game for a goalie, I would say. But especially when it's on the wrong side, it's, that's when you got to push as hard as you can to switch it up.
Right side, David.
Hey, Darnell, so much of the first 3 games we talked about Bobrovsky and how strong he was. You guys, your shot was the last one he faced in Game 4. Did you guys maybe put an end a little bit to that mystique, and you can kind of have a bit more confidence against a goalie who's been really good this whole postseason?
Yeah, I mean, he's an elite goaltender, so obviously the first 3 games he was, a really big difference maker, and you expect that again tomorrow night. He's going to come out and play hard and be someone on the ice that we're going to have to solve. So, we're sitting beside, for me, one of the best goalies in the league, and he'll have a night we just talked about and come back and be kicking the next night, and so you expect it from Bobrovsky, who's also in that same level. So, we're just going to have to come out and play our game. We can't. We're not going to decide how he plays tomorrow night. We're not going to decide how their team plays tomorrow night. We're not going to decide what calls are called. Like, we can only control what we can control, and that's the way we come out and approach this game, play this game, stick to our process, and the rest will take care of itself.
We'll take 2 more on the far left, Bob.
Darnell, I just want to ask you about Philip Broberg and coming in round 3 against Dallas and playing against two great teams, and I think he's acquitted himself pretty well. But you're playing with him. Are you a little bit, maybe even surprised at what we're seeing out of Philip over the course of the last couple rounds?
Yeah, he's been great for our group. Obviously, come in, not only inject life with his skating, but he's made great plays, poise. He's defended really well. He's hungry. He's hungry to be in this position. He's hungry to seize the opportunity that's in front of him, and he's got a lot of confidence with it too. So to be able not only to see it, but to be able to play with him the last couple of games and see it firsthand, he's been a lot of fun to play with.
Last one in that same row, Tony.
Stuart, November 24th is often referenced as the day that turned the Oilers season around, that game in Washington. The day before, you guys had a very strict practice, but you guys were also having fun and staying loose. Today's practice was very reminiscent of that. Can you maybe talk about the importance of embracing the moment, especially when there's a large challenge ahead of you?
Yeah, I think that's, if not one of the most important things. I think for all of us, especially in moments like this, even Knobber said it today. We do have a few days left with each other, so you might as well enjoy it and have a ton of fun doing it. That's why we all started playing hockey. That's why being in a moment like this, we're just in awe of it, and we love where we are because of being able to be in this type of moment and just having fun with it, enjoying each other through it all. So kind of goes back to one of the questions that I answered earlier of just how close we are as a brotherhood, and no matter what situation we are with one another, we're just having a ton of fun with each other. We've created such a good bond with this group. So yeah, it's all about being in this moment and really taking in the experience, having fun, enjoying it. That's something that nobody can ever take away from us.
Hopefully helps putting some pucks in their net. Hopefully the confidence keeps growing.
Still have to score in power play, though you did at 5-on-3. What's missing at 5-on-4?
Nothing. We're getting our looks, just not putting it in the net.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, Evan. If you compare what you guys have done on the power play in this series from a chance standpoint to previously in the playoffs or even when you were playing well in the regular season, is there much difference there in your eyes?
It was kind of the same story right against Dallas when we didn't score for the first 4 games or whatever it was, and we go back-to-back games with 2 or whatever power play goals it is. I think it's just a matter of time until they come. We're getting our looks, just about putting it in the net.
How hard is that to do, when you're getting looks and it's just not going in, to kind of be confident, stay the course, keep doing the same things? Does that get challenging?
I wouldn't say it gets challenging, no. We're professionals here. We know what the power play brings and how important it is. We just got to step up and bear down.
You think you shake them a little bit, or you at least expect you shake them a little bit by scoring 8 goals in a game?
I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out. We know they're going to come out hungry and harder next game. We just got to be ready for it.
Do you think you're going to be like that? What do you expect from them tomorrow?
A hungry team, wanting to finish it on home ice.
Evan, Connor Brown post-game after that 8-1 victory said, you guys are a unique group. You guys play your best when your back is against the ropes. What is it about the pressure that brings out the best from you guys?
I don't know. Ever since we went on that run, started winning games, our confidence has been through the roof. When our back's been up against the wall, it's when we fight our hardest, and we're looking to do the same thing going forward.
And there's no doubt that you guys are taking this very seriously, but out on practice, you guys are keeping it loose, having fun. Why is that so important to maybe embrace the moment, even when you're facing a challenge like this?
Yeah, you don't get this opportunity every season, so really enjoy it every day. Keep it loose, but also be ready to go when the time comes. That's the biggest thing.
You talked about confidence. Under Chris, when you guys had a 3-game losing streak, you went 5-0, 8-0, and 16-0. Is that in your back of your mind that, hey, this has happened before, I know it's playoffs, but you've shown you can bounce back like that?
Yeah, we know we can bounce back against any team, whoever it is. We're just trying to take it one game at a time. We're not thinking too much about what we've done in the past.
Compared to previous rounds, you got the 2 days off, you have a much longer travel. Is that a disruption or something to overcome?
I don't think it's something to overcome. They had to do the same thing as us, so it's but the team is going to be ready quicker.
We played a pretty good game at home last game, and we're going to expect them to push back. Now they're at home, and another chance for them to close it. So I think they're going to they're gonna have a good push, and we're just gonna have to expect that early.
Do you feel like there's still room for your guys' game too, as well? Like Leon just said, he feels like you guys have another gear too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, got the result, and I mean, it was still, I think it was a bit closer game than A1. We got a few early, and then from there just built off that. But they still had some chances that we're looking to clean up.
You guys have talked about keeping the picture small. What does that sort of look like moment to moment? How are you keeping the picture small today? It's not till tomorrow.
Yeah, today we're just getting ready for tomorrow. It's one game. One game's our focus. That was our focus last game, and now we're moving on to this one. So we're just trying to get one and trying to bring it back to Edmonton.
Gordy, you guys were able to do a good job getting on the rush in Game 3. Can you kind of, from your perspective, what enabled you guys to do that?
We just won some battles along the wall, got pucks out, and were able to skate onto them with a little bit of speed. So, yeah, we're not a huge rush team. Usually we're O-zone dominant, but last game the rush was working for us.
When you look at what Connor McDavid does night in, night out, you know the numbers he's putting up in the playoffs, and now he's kind of approaching numbers that only have been achieved by Wayne Gretzky. So when you see him just kind of day in and day out, like what's it like to kind of play with that kind of talent?
Yeah, it's special to watch. I mean, day in, day out, he's putting up numbers. It's been a huge part of this, obviously getting us this far. And when you get this far, you get to those numbers. If you're out in the first couple of rounds, you don't get to reach those goals. So I think it's credit to everyone for getting this far, and credit to him for doing it every night.
What do you think has made your team's penalty kill so effective?
Penalty kill is kind of everyone's involved. Goaltending. Right through to D, and our forwards are playing with a lot of confidence up there, and that makes a kill scary when everyone's in your face. So I think just confidence, and we're just trying to keep it rolling.
I think Paul's been great for our group, not only for the defense, making an impact with them, giving them a lot of confidence, a lot of advice, but also during stressful times on his experiences. Obviously, anytime you've won Stanley Cups and been part of one of the best teams ever through a period of time, there's a lot to be extracted from him, and I think he's been great for our group.
Left side, second row, Derek.
Hey, Chris. I know winning Game 4 was big for you guys, but the manner in which you won it, can that carry over to Game 5, or is that something that really doesn't matter?
I think momentum just last short periods of time, pretty much shift to shift, and maybe we got the momentum for the first shift, but I think that's about it. I think, yeah, that's about it. I think we finished our chances last game, to score at the rate that we did, actually go back to Game 3, the third period, and into the Game 4. We can't expect that, and just like I was saying after Game 3, we can't expect finishing at the rate that we were. It's going to go the other way, and it went completely the other way in Game 4, but we just got to put in a pretty good effort tomorrow.
In that same row, Josh.
Chris, you talked about before last game about having 10 more days together, confidently saying you expect to have 10 more days together. I mean, I'm sure that's talk behind the scenes a lot of times, but for a coach to go out and say that is different. It could be bulletin board material on the other side. Since you've come in, how much of your job, you've got a talented group, has it just been to keep the confidence high and show these guys who they can be?
There's very little work for me to keep the confidence high with this team. They feel good. They know things. Like I said, their backs have been against the wall. They've been counted out. Others have said they're done. They're not that good. It's over. Whether that was in November or throughout the playoff series, whatever it is, and then they just play. So they've been told it's over and you're not that good, and it doesn't mean anything to them. So right now, you got a bunch of guys who've seen hard times and have persevered, come up through those struggles, and we're just having a lot of fun with it right now. So hopefully we can continue this on for another 8 days. That's the mindset.
Right side, fourth row, Daniel.
Chris, Stuart Skinner was just up here talking about that reset in Vancouver. He said first it pissed him off, but then he realized how good that was for him and how it helped him. How do you think it helped him? And also, have you noticed him get better later in series throughout these playoffs, and what that's done for the team?
The second half of series, he's, you look at every series, he's been much better. You look at the LA series, he went back-to-back games with, I think, give him one goal against and 60-some shots or whatever it was. It was pretty remarkable. And then, the Vancouver series, obviously that didn't start very well, and that's when he had that little break. The only series so far, really, the Dallas series, and it wasn't even that bad. First 3 games, there's probably 1 goal that he wants back, but overall, the first 3 games were pretty good. And then he was outstanding. Then he really took his game to another level. First 3 games, not that anything was bad, but wasn't the level that I've seen him play up until Game 4. And Game 4, he took it to another level. And wow, if we're getting the puck luck like we did, and pucks going in like we did in Game 4, and Stu's playing the way he is, then then we got to be really optimistic.
Right side, 5th row.
Chris, you guys had a lot of success in the last game on the rush. Can you kind of just talk about the importance of that and what you saw that enabled you guys to have that success?
Just making a good first pass, leading to, nothing's ever scripted. You can't just script, we're going to go D to D and then we're going to the wall, or we need to hit the middle. And nothing was scripted. We got a lot of scoring chances off the rush, but it's just about our guys relaxing and making plays when under confrontations. So, yeah, we'll need guys being able to make those plays going forward.
In that same row, Tim.
Chris, you talked about perseverance at this group a couple minutes ago. I'm wondering, I know there wasn't probably an exact moment, but when you got there, how much did you realize that there was still a belief in the room even after the start that they'd had?
I don't know. I can say I was overwhelmed when I got there. I just left Hartford, just joined the team. You're trying to get to know the players, the coaching staff, and trying to give assignments and pre-scouts for your next team. There's a lot of things that just, was over my head. Like, I just can't absorb everything. What I did absorb was there was a lot of frustration. And anytime there's a coaching change and a team's not playing as well as they anticipated at that time of the year, there's frustration. And, our goal was just to, change some things with systems, minor things. But I think one of the biggest goals was just trying to eliminate that frustration, get the players feeling confident, and, getting back to the playing the way they can. And, I think that was the biggest. But I don't think there was ever a doubt that they weren't a good team and that they could be here today. I think that belief was always part of in that room. But I think it was important to try and eliminate that frustration.
Right side, 3rd row, Ryan.
Just really quick first, Chris, what are the chances of Andrew Kane is able to play again in this series?
I think it's good.
The matchups seemed Adam Henrique saw Barkov quite a bit last game. How much of what went well for you do you think had to do with last change and being able to manufacture those matchups? And how challenging is it without it now?
Well, I know, being here, Barkov will take probably 90% of the shifts against McDavid. And then after that, I don't think there's much after that. If we want to get away from something, and they'll let that go. But I think that's the one that they're really stuck on, which is fine. We're going to play. I don't think it's that necessary that we have our matchups. I think it was good for us. I think they played well against them. But, I thought McDavid in the first 2 games here, even though there was those matchups, I think on the chances for and against I don't think it was something that we need to try and stay away from. I know the goals for and against made us say a different picture, but again, there's that element of luck and do the pucks go in or not, and but we'll just we need our 4 lines playing. That's the biggest thing.
Thank you.